Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday morning. I hope your week has gone well for you. Looks like my hair is going to go crazy again today. Maybe I should embrace it and make it go even crazier. Who knows? If I can get both sides to do the whoop de whoops, we'll see. Anyway, TGIF, I have done none of my prep. So, word of the day. Word of the day is indomitable. 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 Indomitable is a formal word used to describe something that is impossible to defeat or discourage. Juneteenth celebrates the abolition of slavery in the United States and honors the indomitable spirit of African Americans, past and present, fighting for justice, liberation, and the fulfillment of this nation's ideal. Hmm. So many things going through my mind, mostly about how this administration is trying to get rid of Juneteenth and many other um, memories, thoughts, feelings about how slavery um, was in this country and how it interacted with people. Um, I don't believe we should take those histories away. History is important. Rewriting it does not help change what could come. So I want us to keep the things that people are wanting to get rid of. There are quite a lot of them because slavery is bad. Murder is bad. But our times today are not what those times were. The pressure to do something from your peers can sometimes make you do things that you feel are morally wrong. I sometimes feel like we forget that aspect of our history. Um, Slavery was bad, no lie, it was. It should never have been, but it was. And it wasn't just here in the United States, it was in many countries all over the world going on. Um, in England, they had their own problems with slavery. And fortunately for them, they didn't have to they didn't have to end up with the Civil War in order to abolish it in that country. But even so, you know, you look at other countries that have never officially abolished it. Why are we? Most of them don't do it anymore. Even if it wasn't officially abolished, social norms have changed and people are pressured not to do things like that. But there are different types of slavery that are still going on. It's just not called slavery. The way women are treated in some countries um, might as well be slavery because they are forced to marry people they don't want to marry. They are forced to take care of that family's family. They are forced to. Women are a commodity. As long as women are a commodity, even in this day society, they are slaves because they can't choose um, who to marry. Now, I'm specifically thinking of one type of people, But some of the more modern aspects of that have gotten better. In other words, the woman does have a little bit of a say. She can choose from the people selected who she wants to marry, but she is still considered a commodity. She is still considered um, recompense for something, not the decision isn't solely on her own. Her family meets potential suitors and they decide which of those potential suitors she should meet. Granted, most families are really good. They include both parties in the discussion, and if you don't like the person selected that you choose to meet and it's just not a good fit, they move on to somebody else. But in some instances, it's about political or social strength. And so you won't get much of a choice. You may get to decide between two people, neither of whom you like very much, but these are your choices. So you're given a choice. It's just not always the best one for you. However, I do like the concept of not necessarily the families picking it, but the families having a say in it. And the reason I say that is I'm on my fourth marriage. Yeah, I didn't choose very good the first 3 times. This last time, I made it a priority in the dating thing that when we got to a certain point, he had to meet the family. And I told him in no uncertain terms that meeting the family could mean we keep the status quo, which was long distance relationship. When we get together, we get together. If we choose to end that, then there's no going forward. Is that harsh? Is that wrong? I don't know. But it was where I was standing from having had 3 bad relationships. Not just bad, but bad. But out of it, I got my family's approval on him. I mean, I don't think there was anyone that said no or think about it a little longer. No, not even. They all liked him. You know, more or less. I had one, okay, it's your life, Mom. But it wasn't a no. I said, does that mean you don't like him? He goes, no. Don't like him, don't not like him. Don't know him well enough to make a decision. Okay, okay. I got everywhere else. I was getting, yes, oh, he's great. Yes. So I think the old fashioned way of meeting the parents before you make a choice is very important. That they have to know the family and that the family gives their input and you consider the input. You don't just decide to do it because, well, everybody doesn't like him, so I'm going to do it anyway just because. Although the younger you are, the more chances are that that's going to be part of it. With time, you learn things. And one of the things I learned is if you can't trust your family to tell you the honest truth, who can you trust? Anyway, I'm looking at my time. I'm almost 10 minutes. Someday, maybe I will make this much longer. Anyway, love you, my Valentines.